Top 10 Movie Easter Eggs of All Time. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In some movies, there might be some interesting things that you may have missed. Some of these include images, scenes, and plots that might have actually existed in other films. I'm sure that some of you might not be familiar of a few Easter eggs in your favorite films, so that's why we will be covering some of the best Easter eggs in some of your favorite movies that you may have barely missed while watching. This time, we will list down some of the unexpected images, plots, and scenes that not everyone could observe during their watching of the film, and we will reveal them in this video. So take note, stay focused, and don't miss out again while we show the top 10 movie Easter eggs of all time. Number 10. R2-D2 has made secret appearances in many movies, including Raiders of the Lost Ark, along with C-3PO. The Star Wars robots make two appearances in Raiders of the Lost Ark. First, the pair noticeably shows up as a sort of hieroglyph on a pillar, right as Indiana Jones finds the Ark. Then shortly after this moment, there's an even bigger depiction of the two on a wall behind Jones and Salah as they lift the Ark. This one also features Princess Leia, who is kneeling down next to R2-D2 as she presumably uploads data with C-3PO. R2-D2 has made appearances in other movies as well. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek snuck the little robot amid floating debris in space. Abrams put R2-D2 into Star Trek Into Darkness as well. The robot has made its way into Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen and another Steven Spielberg movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Number 9. Frank Abagnale makes a cameo in Catch Me If You Can, ironically as an arresting officer of himself. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Frank Abagnale in Catch Me If You Can, which was inspired by a true story. In an amusing twist, when DiCaprio's character is finally arrested, the arrest is aided by the real-life Abagnale. Playing a French policeman, Abagnale helps Abagnale into a cop car in the small town of Montricard, France. Speaking to his feelings about the movie, the real-life Abagnale said, "It's quite flattering to have Leonardo DiCaprio play you in the movie. He's a great-looking young man. I was very blessed it was Steven Spielberg who made the movie. He was very much into the redemption side of the story. They asked him in an interview why he had owned the rights to his story for 20 years before he made the movie, and he said, 'I wanted to see what the real Frank Abagnale did with his life before I immortalized him on film.'" Abagnale was close friends with Joe Shear, the FBI agent played by Tom Hanks in the movie, until Shear's death. Many films based on true stories actually have similar Easter egg cameos, including Aaron Brockovich, Apollo 13, The Pursuit of Happiness, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Number 8. There's a hidden sex scene in the third Harry Potter movie. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Fred and George Weasley give Potter the Marauders map. The map shows all of Hogwarts, including everybody's location on the grounds. If you wait until the credits of Prisoner of Azkaban, you can see the map at work, tracking people's movements with footsteps all around the halls of Hogwarts. Then, in the bottom left corner, the map suddenly reveals 4 footsteps facing each other in a corner, with 2 of these footsteps being spread around the others. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was rated PG. Number 7. In Inglorious Bastards, a leaf falls onto an Austrian-born Jewish soldier, and its appearance mimics the yellow Star of David that Jewish people were forced to wear on the left side of their chest by the Nazis. Corporal Wilhelm Wicke left Austria for America when the Nazis began to annex his homeland. Eventually, he joined the Inglorious Bastards, and in a particular moment when translating for a Nazi prisoner, a yellow leaf falls down onto the left side of his chest. Eli Roth, who starred in the film as the Bear Jew, says Quentin Tarantino did this on purpose. There's a scene where a soldier is pointing at a map and a yellow leaf falls on the actor Gideon Burkhardt's chest. And someone else pointed out that it's down to the yellow leaf that mimics the Star of David on that soldier. And Quentin kept that, and he kept it for a reason. Number 6, an image of Waldo lying among dead bodies flashes in Apocalypto. This only happened in the theatrical release, therefore you have to trust this has not been inserted into the multiple bootleg copies of the original as a hoax. But for some reason, Mel Gibson felt it necessary to put a brief frame of Waldo among a sea of dead bodies in the middle of a chase scene. The movie Apocalypto is a gory but serious account of the fall of the Mayan civilization. Waldo is a hilarious addition. Gibson also put a seemingly random image into the trailer of Apocalypto, a shot of his goofily smiling face with a cigarette dangling and a wild beard. Number 5, Alfred Hitchcock makes small appearances in almost all of his movies. Starting in 1927, Alfred Hitchcock made 39 self-referential cameos in his movies, including appearances in Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds. In 4 of his earlier movies, he made 2 appearances. As AMC mentions, the cameos have a few recurring themes. Hitchcock often carried a musical instrument or acted as a passenger on public transportation, and many were humorous in some way, such as the use of his photo for the before shot in a newspaper weight reduction advertisement in Lifeboat. Hitchcock's appearances usually happen near the beginning of the movie, sometimes even during the opening credits, so you don't need to spend time searching for him rather than paying attention to the plot. Number 4. After Marty McFly accidentally knocks down a pine tree in the past, at the site of the future Twin Pines Mall, the name changes to Lone Pine. Doc Brown and Marty McFly originally met at Twin Pines Mall to travel back in time. When McFly has to go back to 1955, the mall hasn't been built yet and is instead occupied by a ranch owned by a Mr. Peabody. The ranch is named Two Pines, deriving its name from, well, two pines. When McFly has to escape Peabody in his DeLorean, since Peabody believes he's an alien, McFly runs over one of the 2 pines. The future has been altered, and when he returns near the end of the movie to prevent Brown's death, the mall's name has been altered to reflect McFly's accident. Number 3, David Fincher has said there's a Starbucks coffee cup in, quote, every shot of Fight Club. Although it's more like almost every shot. David Fincher tried to work the Starbucks cup into the movie as much as he could, as he explained. When I first moved to LA in 1984, you could not get a good cup of coffee in Los Angeles to save your life. I mean, it was really pathetic. Then Starbucks came out, and it was such a good idea. Good coffee. And when it became successful, there were like 2 or 3 on every block. It's just too much of a good thing. But they read the script, they knew what we were doing, and they were kind of ready to poke a little fun at themselves. I mean, they wouldn't let us use their name on the coffee shop that gets destroyed by the piece of tragic corporate art, but they were willing to give us the rest of their stuff. We had a lot of fun using that. There are Starbucks cups everywhere in every shot. I don't have anything personal against Starbucks. I think they're trying to do a good thing. They're just too successful. Number 2, an X shows up every time somebody is going to die in the movie The Departed. Martin Scorsese put X's all over The Departed to foreshadow a character's death. Here's a roundup of a few of them. As Cracked notes, the only major character to survive is also the only one to not have any X's. Sergeant Dignam, played by Mark Wahlberg. Sergeant Dignam actually often appears with straight lines behind him. This is a homage to the original 1932 version of Scarface. That movie was even more obvious with its X's, even featuring a huge one in the opening title card. And number 1, Pac-Man is on a screen for a moment in the original Tron. Sark yells at a display screen with Pac-Man's image while searching for Flynn and Tron. Simultaneous with his rising anger, you can hear the iconic Waka Waka coming from Pac-Man. The movie also has a scene in which the Solar Sailor travels over Mickey Mouse's face. Tron is, of course, a Disney movie. So guys, that's all, and thank you so much for watching. Having a good time watching our videos? Just like, subscribe, and get notified on this channel so you don't miss out for our next videos. So, as always, have a nice